Okay, Lily, I need to confess something. In my head, my English sounds amazing. Like confident, smooth, fluent.
Oh, really? That sounds impressive. So what happens when you actually speak?
Everything collapses. Suddenly, my brain freezes, words disappear, and I sound like slow internet buffering.
Buffering English. Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
In my imagination, I sound like a Netflix documentary narrator, but in real conversations, I sound like I'm reconnecting to Wi-Fi.
Connecting, reconnecting, please wait.
Exactly.
And if you're listening right now and thinking, that is literally me, then today's episode is especially for you.
Because today, we're answering one of the biggest mysteries in English learning. Why does your English feel fluent in your mind, but difficult when you speak?
And here's the most important thing. Nothing is wrong with you.
Yes, you are not bad at English. Your brain is simply learning a new skill.
Tell me honestly, have you ever won an argument perfectly 3 hours later, alone?
All the time. In my shower English, I am unstoppable.
Shower English fluency level, advanced plus plus.
But real conversation? Beginner survival mode.
And today, we're going to explain exactly why this happens, and more importantly, how to fix it. You know what's interesting, Sam? Most learners don't struggle when they're alone. They struggle the moment another human appears.
Yes, when I'm alone, I understand podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, everything feels clear. But the second someone looks at me and says, "Hi, how are you?" my brain resigns from its job.
Your brain just says, nope, I quit today.
Exactly. Suddenly, I forget words I've known for 10 years. Simple words like fork.
Ah, yes, the famous forgotten fork incident.
True story. I once said, "Can you give me a food stick?"
Food stick? Honestly, still understandable.
That's the crazy part. People understood me, but inside my head, I felt like I failed an English exam.
And this happens because learners think speaking English means sounding perfect, but real communication isn't perfect. Let's talk about interviews. That moment when the interviewer says, "Tell me about yourself."
Oh no, the most dangerous sentence in English.
Because you practiced this answer 50 times at home. Perfect grammar, perfect sentences, perfect confidence.
But during the interview, your heart starts racing, hands sweating, and suddenly you say, "Myself, Sam. I am working since, before?"
And afterward, on the way home, perfect English returns magically.
Yes, you replay the conversation and think, "I should have said this."
Your brain becomes fluent after the danger is gone. Group conversations are even harder.
Because conversations move fast.
Someone tells a joke, everyone laughs instantly, and you understand it 5 seconds later. So you laugh alone, late, like delayed subtitles.
Exactly. Everyone else already changed topic.
And many learners think, I'm slow, but actually, your brain is doing extra work. Can we talk about phone calls?
Oh, the ultimate English boss level.
No facial expressions, no gestures, no visual clues, just pure listening panic. Sometimes people rehearse saying hello before answering.
I once let the phone ring just to prepare emotionally.
Emotional warm-up before English. If any of these situations sound familiar, please hear this clearly. You are not alone.
And more importantly, this problem has a scientific reason.
Because the English you think and the English you speak are controlled by two completely different systems.
And once you understand this, everything starts making sense.
So Sam, let's finally explain what's really happening. Because learners think, my English knowledge disappears, but that's not true at all.
Then what actually disappears?
Nothing disappears. Your English is still there. The real problem is this. Your brain has two different English systems.
Two systems? Like two versions of English?
Exactly. System 1 is thinking English. System 2 is speaking English.
So when I understand podcasts easily, that's thinking English working?
Yes, listening and thinking happen inside the brain. They are quiet processes. But speaking is not only mental. Speaking is physical.
Physical? You mean like exercise?
Yes, your tongue moves, your lips move, your breathing changes, your mouth muscles coordinate sounds. Speaking English is actually a motor skill.
So my brain knows English, but my mouth hasn't trained enough yet.
Exactly. Your brain writes the sentence, but your mouth must perform it live.
So basically, my brain is fluent, but my mouth is still beginner level.
Your brain graduated, but your mouth skipped class.
That explains everything.
Here's another important reason. When you think silently, your brain skips pronunciation.
Wait, really?
Yes, inside your mind, words appear instantly. No sound production, no timing pressure, no muscle movement. Your brain creates perfect imaginary English.
Fantasy English.
Exactly, Hollywood English. But real conversation adds pressure.
What kind of pressure?
You must listen, understand, think, translate ideas, build grammar, and move your mouth all in real time.
That sounds like opening 20 apps at once.
Exactly. Your brain opens 27 tabs and none respond. And then something else happens. Fear enters.
Fear of mistakes?
Yes, and fear steals processing power. When you feel nervous, your brain switches into survival mode. Energy moves away from language towards protection.
So I'm not forgetting English. My brain is protecting me.
Exactly. Your brain thinks speaking English is danger.
That actually makes me feel better.
Because the problem was never intelligence, it was coordination.
Which means this can be trained.
Yes, and next we start fixing it.
You know something strange, Lily? When I speak English alone, I feel confident. But the moment someone listens, panic mode activates.
Yes, and that moment has a name. We call it performance panic.
Performance panic?
Your brain suddenly realizes someone is judging my English, and instantly your mental energy changes direction.
So instead of speaking, my brain starts monitoring everything?
Exactly. You stop communicating and start supervising yourself.
This happens to me all the time. Someone asks a simple question, and inside my head I think, present tense, past tense, better vocabulary, correct grammar, pronunciation. Meanwhile, the other person is still waiting.
Yes, conversation timer running.
And after 5 seconds of silence, I answer, yes.
After preparing a full paragraph. Because your brain is trying to be perfect, but conversation rewards speed, not perfection.
So, perfection actually slows fluency?
Yes, perfection is the enemy of speaking. Here's your first solution. Speak when your sentence feels 70% ready.
Not 100%?
Never 100%. Native speakers don't wait either.
So, basically, confidence first, grammar later?
Exactly. Grammar can catch the next bus.
Another panic situation, when native speakers talk fast.
Yes, your brain starts translating while conversation continues moving.
By the time I understand sentence 1, they're already on sentence 5.
And here's solution 2. You are allowed to slow conversations.
Allowed?
Yes, say, could you say that a little slower? Or, let me think for a moment.
So, pauses are normal?
Pauses are fluent behavior.
Sometimes I pretend bad connection just to gain thinking time.
Ah, yes, international survival strategy. Now, the most important fix. You must train your mouth daily,
Even without conversation partners?
especially without them. Speak aloud while cooking, walking, cleaning, or driving. Narrate your life in English.
Like my own documentary?
Exactly. You become narrator of your life. Remember this. You don't fail because your English is bad. You struggle because speaking is new coordination.
So, improvement is inevitable?
Yes, if you practice speaking, your brain and mouth synchronize.
You know, Lily, I think the hardest moment for English learners is not grammar, it's embarrassment.
Yes, that moment when you say something wrong and suddenly you want to disappear.
Oh, I remember one situation. I confidently said, I am very boring today.
Instead of, I am bored.
Yes, and suddenly everyone looked at me like, wow, this person admits it honestly.
At least you were self-aware. Many boring people never admit it. Here's something important. Most learners believe confidence comes after fluency.
That sounds logical, though.
But reality is opposite. Fluency grows after confidence begins.
So, confidence is not a reward, it's a starting tool.
Exactly. You speak first, confidence follows later.
Group conversations are terrifying. Everyone talks fast, people interrupt, jokes happen instantly. And I'm still processing the first sentence.
Yes, and learners think, I'm bad at English. But actually, group conversations are difficult even for native speakers.
Really?
Because your brain must listen, predict, respond, and manage emotion at the same time. Here's a powerful strategy. Prepare entry sentences.
Entry sentences?
Simple phrases that help you join conversations. For example, that's interesting. I had a similar experience. Can I add something?
Oh, that buys thinking time.
Exactly. You enter first, then build your idea slowly.
So instead of silent suffering, I socially survive.
Here's something most teachers never say. Fluent speakers are not faster thinkers.
Then what makes them fluent?
They tolerate imperfection.
Wow, that changes everything.
You don't need perfect English to belong in conversations. You only need courage to participate.
So mistakes are proof of progress?
Yes, silence means fear. Mistakes mean growth.
Honestly, half my fluency comes from confidence and the other half from pretending confidence.
That's advanced fluency technique number 1.
You know, I think listeners are realizing something now.
Yes, their English was never broken. Their confidence just needed training.
You know, Lily, after today's conversation, I feel like many listeners just realized something important.
Yes, they thought their English problem was vocabulary or grammar, but actually, it was fear, pressure, and overthinking.
Their English wasn't disappearing, their confidence was.
And if you're listening right now, we want you to remember this. You are not bad at English. Your brain is simply learning a new way to communicate.
And every awkward pause, every mistake, every nervous sentence means you are improving.
All right, everyone, time for our favorite part.
The vocabulary tour.
Panic mode means sudden fear that stops clear thinking.
My brain enters panic mode when someone asks me a question in English.
Overthinking means thinking too much before acting.
Overthinking kills fluency.
Performance panic happens when you feel watched or judged.
Entry sentence. Entry sentences help you join conversations.
Autopilot means doing something automatically without effort.
Okay, listeners, challenge time.
Right now, choose one vocabulary word from today's episode.
And write one sentence using that word in the comments.
Even a simple sentence counts.
Also, small warning, everyone.
Warning?
If you don't subscribe, Lily becomes emotionally sad
Very sad. I will dramatically stare at the wall.
and refuse to explain vocabulary next episode.
So please subscribe for emotional stability. Every comment, every like, every listener helps this community grow.
And remember, you're not learning English alone.
Tell us honestly, when does your English disappear most?
Meetings, phone calls, group conversations, or talking to native speakers.
And here's something interesting. If you listen to this episode again next week,
You'll understand more without realizing it.
because your brain is already adapting.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep showing up.
And remember,
Your English is growing every single day.
this is Sam
And this is Lily.
from Speak English with Sam and Lily.
See you in the next episode.